Hello there, I'm Big Alias. Good morning. It's crap. No, I like to open up with the weather when I do these morning commentaries. It currently sucks. I don't know what I did to piss off the universe, but it's raining and it's cold and it's windy and it's dark and it's gloomy and all of it. If I want to shoot like a if I want to shoot a zombie film, I'll be right as rain. If I want to shoot a zombie movie, great. Walking to work, not so good. I'm looking at it like Bear Grylls. I look at many things like Bear Grylls. I see my piss, and I want to drink that shit. No, just the piss. We'll leave the shit doesn't need to be drunk. But what we're talking about today is something entirely different. Michael Salvatori, Marty O'Donnell. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I even did a video about this, but I felt as though I missed some things, so we're going to redo this. So the Marty O'Donnell, Michael Salvatori situation is that obviously Marty O'Donnell is kind of on borrowed time in terms of the internet liking him. He said some very questionable things, and some things that people didn't like a lot, and so it's not going too great. And recently he said some very politically charged things. Now, I don't agree with a lot of philosophies that O'Donnell has, but I do agree with stuff like the Golden Goose and stuff like that. But we're not going to get into that. I'm not going to talk about his political leanings or mine. Salvatori, on the other hand, at the same time, the universe is just making this shit up, because at the same time Salvatori has been laid off by Bungie, which absolutely sucks. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, these were the two people involved in the Halo soundtracks, and Salvatori went on to do I think he put work into Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. I think he may have actually mostly composed the Destiny 2 soundtrack. I should know, I've heard the thing 1,000 times. Good, great, awesome talent. And both of them are tremendously talented, you can't deny that. But this recalibration that's happened, that we often see where, now that people don't like Marty O'Donnell, but people are in support of Salvatori because he's been laid off by Bungie, everyone's sort of crediting Salvatori as the figurehead behind all of those great pieces of work. And they are great pieces of work, regardless of what you think. These soundtracks are excellent pieces of art. But yeah, so there's this recalibration that's happened. It often does. One example I can think of is with Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, when Bethesda could do no wrong. In the late 2000s, early 2010s, they released Fallout 3 and Skyrim, which people absolutely adored, and they got this like deity-like status. And then they put out 76, and people hated it, and suddenly people started crediting ZeniMax for Fallout New Vegas, and saying that was the only decent one in the series, and they carried Fallout, and they were the best Fallout developers, and all of this. And it happens, these recalibrations, they always happen. And this is happening here. But what I do want to say is that, regardless of what you think, and I think Salvatori he's still alive, a very underrated and brilliant talent, and I completely agree. But, I think they're both tremendously talented, regardless of their opinions. But what I would say is try to jump the gun. Try to head down these pipelines before we get to this stage where it just feels passé and as though you're moving with the pack. If you want to find great pieces of music, then go out and do it. Stop waiting for people to be in these bad situations to then cling on to, I like them and I'm going to listen to this now. Do it now. Find the music. Be a fan before they get embroiled in situations that sort of beg for your support. And some examples, I reviewed the Sampha album the other day, and I found him through Father Time by Kendrick. I wouldn't have heard of his music if not, and it's absolutely tremendous. His new album is phenomenal. And the same goes for Danny Brown. I found the Billy Woods and Kenny Segal album Maps, which you absolutely have to listen to because it's phenomenal. But then I heard this super fun song where this guy's like rapping about broken ice cream machines and stuff like that, and I went down the pipeline. I listened to Scaring the Hose by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown, and that was fantastic. And then I went on to his solo work, and now I'm a bit of a Danny Brown fan. He's got a new album coming out soon. Head down those pipelines. It's the same with film. I'm a Nolan fan, and I watch the Nolan directed and produced films. I do that because why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I want to head down that pipeline? I don't want to be there at the end saying, I guess I was a fan. I want to be a fan the entire time. That would be my advice to you. Reach out, try to find new stuff, and head down those pipelines because you will find something great. Anyway, I'm going to go brave this horrible weather, and I guess I'll see everyone later.